Hi, I'm Representative Roger Goodman from the 45th Legislative District. The 2018 legislative session has now concluded, so in this Good Minute, we'll talk about some of the successes of the session, and I'll also update you on the legislation I worked on this year. This year we approved a balanced budget that invests in our mental health system, expands access to higher education, strengthens the safety net for our most vulnerable citizens, and invests almost $1 billion new in our public schools. On top of these investments, we also had the unique opportunity to lower property taxes due to an unexpected revenue growth. I was happy to vote for more than $400 million in property tax cuts, returning the money back to property owners. We expanded access to our democracy by passing a package of bills that remove barriers to voting, boosts voter registration, ensures fair and accurate representation, and exposes hidden money in elections. We took steps to address the opioid epidemic by significantly increasing funding for opioid use disorder treatment, new data tracking to improve supply distribution, increased staffing for the prescription monitoring program, and increased access to the overdose reversal drug naloxone. We also passed a first-in-the-nation drug take-back program. We also helped to protect consumers from identity theft by prohibiting credit reporting agencies from charging fees to people who want to freeze or unfreeze their credit reports. Washington also became the first state in the nation to pass a net neutrality law to protect against internet providers slowing or reducing their internet service. I serve as chair of the House Public Safety Committee, and in my area of jurisdiction, I legislated quite actively this year. I was able to move forward legislation to improve programs to ease prisoners' transition into the community, to help those who have served their time have a better chance of succeeding after release, reducing reoffense rates, and keeping our communities safer. I also secured $7.5 million to rebuild the facility at the State Fire Training Academy to make sure that all firefighters have regular live fire training so that all of our communities know that their firefighters will be adequately prepared to protect them. I worked with colleagues in the Senate to pass legislation giving the Medicaid Fraud Control Unit the law enforcement authority to investigate and criminally prosecute fraud, abuse, and neglect perpetrated by Medicaid providers. Without a doubt, the major achievement for the year was bringing together law enforcement, community groups, and lawmakers from across the political spectrum to reform Washington's law related to the police use of deadly force and to start to build more trust between police and the community. Last year, community members collected enough signatures to bring a deadly force initiative to the legislature, Initiative 940, which came before my committee. I facilitated meetings with families, community groups, and representatives of law enforcement to find shared goals and agree to pass the initiative in the legislature. We also agreed on language to clarify and improve the initiative after it becomes law, allowing for the policy to be implemented quickly and for the healing process between police and the community to begin as soon as possible. We will improve the relationship between law enforcement and the community by increasing training and accountability, requiring law enforcement to render first aid at the earliest opportunity, ensuring independent investigations for deadly force incidents, and including standards for family and community notification. The new policy establishes an objective, good faith standard by which prosecutors can more clearly evaluate incidents when police use deadly force and whether or not to bring criminal charges. The issue of police shootings and the use of deadly force has been part of a national conversation, and I'm pleased to report that here in Washington, we can serve as a national model on how to build trust between police and the community, reduce the needless use of deadly force, and find the proper balance between keeping our communities safe and respecting everybody's individual rights. All in all, it was a very productive and successful legislative session. If you want more information about these new laws, or if you have questions about other issues we worked on this session, feel free to reach out. That's all for now, and thank you for the honor of serving you here at the State Capitol.